What's up, guys? I'm still not dead. We're doing a bit of a different type of video. I don't know if you've seen the internet lately, or even your local, say Walmart, or even Ross. Honestly, they got some Halloween stuff out already. So we're doing a little Summerween themed episode. I'm going to be playing Jeff the Killer, this game that came out a while ago with this freaky dude. And I'm going to be instead of getting my normal reaction to me like screaming because I hate horror games, which would be fun as well. I'm going to, with the gameplay in the background, be reading the original Jeff the Killer creepypasta. It's honestly a very funny story to me, and it's a classic. It's what got me into horror as a kid. It was, the regular creepypastas, Mr. Creepypasta, the read-alongs, all that stuff. And yeah, I just wanted to give it my own spin. I was like, what can I do besides just reading it like everyone else has already done? A lot of people do like deep analysis, stuff like that. I'm not that guy, I'm not that kind of guy to be doing all that. But I do play video games and I do read on occasion, so might as well mix the two up. Do a little Summerween event. Maybe it'll blow up now. Maybe it'll blow up in October. Maybe it won't blow up at all. Maybe it'll be a flop. Who cares, what really matters is I'm posting a video. At the end of the day, this is kind of like my little. It's fun. It's fun to me. I like doing this kind of stuff. So I just hope y'all enjoy it. I'm gonna stop yapping, even though it's what I do best. At the end, I'll probably give a little summary too on the story, or I can even talk like mid-story if I find a good pausing point. We'll see how it goes. Okay. There is a cutscene, I believe, so y'all enjoy the game and the story now. Okay. Later.
Excerpt from a local newspaper. Ominous unknown killer is still at large. After weeks of unexplained murders, the ominous unknown killer is still on the rise after evidence has been found. After little evidence has been found, a young boy states that he survived one of the killer's attacks and bravely tells his story. I had a bad dream and I woke up in the middle of the night, says the boy. I saw that for some reason the window was open, even though I remember it being closed before I went to bed. I got up and shut it once more. Afterwards, I crawled under the covers and tried to get back to sleep. That's when I had a strange feeling, like someone was watching me. I looked up and nearly jumped out of my bed. There in the little ray of light illuminating from between the curtains were a pair of two eyes. These weren't regular eyes, no, they were dark, ominous eyes. They were bordered in black and just plain out terrified me. That's when I saw his mouth. A long, horrendous smile that made every hair on my body stand up. The figure stood there, watching me. Finally, after what seemed like forever, he said it. A simple phrase, but in a way only a madman could say. He said, "Go to sleep." I let out a scream. That's what sent him at me. He pulled up the knife, aiming at my heart, I think. He jumped on top of my bed. I fought back, kicked, punched, rolled around, trying to knock him off me. That's when Dad busted in. The man threw the knife, went through my dad's shoulder, and the man probably would have finished him off if one of the neighbors hadn't alerted the police. They drove into the parking lot and ran towards the door. The man turned and ran down the hallway. I heard a smash, like glass breaking. As I came out of my room, I saw the window was pointing towards the back of my house was broken. I looked out to watch him vanish in the distance. I can tell you one thing, I'll never forget that face. Those cold, evil eyes, this psychotic smile, they'll never leave my head. Police are still on the lookout for this man. If you see anyone that fits the description in this story, please contact your local police department. Jeff and his family had just moved into a new neighborhood. His dad got a promotion at work, and they thought it would be best to live in one of those quote-unquote fancy neighborhoods. And Jeff and his brother Lou couldn't complain though. A new, better house, like what was not to love? As they were getting unpacked, one of the neighbors came by. "Hello," she said. "I'm Barbara. I live across the street from you. Well, I just want to introduce myself and to introduce my son." She turns around and calls her son over. "Billy, these are our new neighbors." Billy said hi and ran back to play in his yard. "Well," said Jeff's mom, "I'm Margaret, and this is my husband Peter and my two sons, Jeff and Lou." They each introduced themselves, and Barbara invited them over for her son's birthday. Jeff and his brother were about to object when their mother said that they would love to. When Jeff and his family are done packing, Jeff went up to his mom. "Mom, why would you invite us to some kid's party? If you haven't noticed, I'm not some dumb kid." "Jeff," said his mother, "we just moved here. We should show that we want to spend time with our neighbors. Now we're going to that party and that's final." Jeff started to talk but stopped himself, knowing that he couldn't do anything. Whenever his mom said something, it was final. He walked to his room, plopped down on his bed, and sat there looking at the ceiling when suddenly he got a weird feeling. Not so much pain, but a weird feeling. You know, that feeling kind of feeling that feels. He dismissed it as some random feeling. He heard his mother call him down to get him stuff. "Jeff!" And he walked down to get it. The next day, Jeff walked downstairs to get breakfast, got ready for school, sat there eating his breakfast. He once again got that feeling. This time it was stronger. Gave him a slight tugging pain, but he once again dismissed it and took a Tums. As he and Lou finished breakfast, they walked down to the bus stop. They sat there waiting for the bus, and all of a sudden, some kid on a skateboard jumped over them, only inches above their lives. They both jumped back in surprise. "Hey, what the hell?" The kid landed and turned back to them. He kicked his skateboard up and caught it with his hand. Kid seems about 12, 1 year younger than Jeff. He wears an Aeropostale shirt and ripped blue jeans.
Well, well, well. Looks like we got some new meat.
Suddenly, two other kids appeared. One was super skinny, and the other one was huge.
Well, since you're new here, I'd like to introduce ourselves. Over there is Keith.
Jeff and Lou looked over at the skinny kid. He had a dopey face that you would expect a sidekick to have.
And here's Troy.
They looked over at the fat kid. Talk about a tub of lard. Dang. This kid looked like he hadn't exercised since he was crawling.
And I,
said the first kid,
am Randy.
Bro from Toy Story. Now, for all the kids in this neighborhood, there's a small price. Oh, shoot.
Now, for all the kids in this neighborhood, there's a small price for bus fare, if you catch my drift.
Lou stood up, ready to punch the lights out of the kid's eyes when one of his friends pulled a knife on him.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. I had hoped he would be more cooperative, but it seems we must do this the hard way.
Kid walked up to Lou and took his wallet out of his pocket. Jeff got that feeling again. Oh no. And that was truly strong. Burning sensation. He stood up, but Lou gestured him to sit down. Jeff ignored him and walked up to the kid.
Listen here, you little punk. Give back my bro's wallet or else.
Randy put the wallet in his pocket and pulled out his own knife.
Oh, and what will you do?
Just as he finished his sentence, Jeff popped the kid in the nose. As Randy reached for his face, Jeff grabbed the kid's wrist and broke it. Randy screamed, "Ah!" And Jeff grabbed the knife from his hand. Troy and Keith rushed Jeff, but Jeff was too quick. Threw Randy to the ground. Keith lashed out on him, but Jeff ducked and stabbed him in the arm. Keith dropped his knife and fell to the ground, screaming, "Ah, my knife, my hand!" Troy rushed him too, but Jeff didn't even need the knife. He just punched Troy straight in the stomach and Troy went down. He fell, he puked all over. Lou could do nothing but look in amazement at Jeff. Jeff, how do you... was all he said. They saw the bus coming and knew they'd be blamed for the whole thing, so they started running as fast as they could. As they ran, they looked back and saw the bus driver rushing over to Randy and the others. As Jeff and Lou made it to school, they didn't dare tell what happened. All they did was sit and listen. Lou thought of that as his... Lou just thought of that his kid's brother was beating up a few kids, but Jeff knew it was more. It was something scary. As he got that feeling, he felt how powerful it was. The urge to just hurt someone. He didn't like how it sounded, but he couldn't help the feeling of feeling happy. He felt that strange feeling go away and stay away for the entire day of school, even as he walked home due to the whole thing near the bus stop, and how he probably wouldn't be taking the bus anymore. He felt happy. When he got home, his parents asked him how his day was, and he said in a somewhat ominous voice, "It was a wonderful day." Next morning, he heard a knock at his front door. He walked to find two police officers at the door, his mother looking back at him with an angry look. "Jeff, these officers tell me that you just attacked 3 kids. It wasn't regular fighting, and they were stabbed. Stabbed, son." Jeff's gaze fell to the floor, showing his mother that it was true. "Mom, they were the ones who pulled the knives on me and Lou." "Son," said one of the cops, "Sunyan, we found 3 kids, 2 stabbed, 1 having a bruise on his stomach, and we have witnesses proving that you fled the scene. What does that tell us?" Jeff knew it was no use. He could say him and Lou had been attacked, but there was no proof that it was not them who attacked first. They couldn't say that they weren't fleeing because, truth be told, they were. So Jeff couldn't defend himself or Lou. "Son, call down your brother." Jeff couldn't do it since it was he who beat up all the kids. "Sir, it was me. I was the one who beat up the kids. Lou tried to stop me and hold me back, but he couldn't." The cop looked at his partner and they both nodded. "Oh, kid, looks like a year in juvie."
Wait!
Says Lou. They all looked up to see him holding a knife. Officers pulled their guns and locked them in on Lou. It was me. I beat up those little punks. Have the marks to prove it. He lifted up his sleeves to reveal cuts and bruises as if he were in a struggle. So just put the knife down, said the officer. Lou held up the knife and dropped it to the ground. He put hands up and walked over to the cops. No, Lou, it was me. I did it. Jeff had tears running down his face. Huh. Poor bro trying to take the blame for what I did. Oh, wait. Huh. Poor bro trying to take the blame for what I did. Well, take me away. Police led Lou out to the patrol car. Lou, tell them it was me. Tell them. I was the one who beat up the kids. Jeff's mother put her hands on his shoulders. Jeff, please. Jeff, please. You don't have to lie. We know it's Lou. You can stop. Jeff watched helplessly as the cop car speeds off with Lou inside. A few months later, Jeff's dad pulled onto the driveway, seeing Jeff's face and knowing something was wrong. Son, what is it? Jeff couldn't answer. His vocal cords were strained from crying. Instead, Jeff's mother walked his father back inside to break the bad news to him as Jeff wept in the driveway. For an hour or so, Jeff walked back into the house, seeing that his parents were both shocked, sad, and disappointed. He couldn't look back at them. He couldn't see how they thought of Lou when it was his fault. He just went to sleep, trying to get the whole thing off his mind. 2 days went by, no word from Lou at JDC. No friends to hang out with, nothing but sadness and guilt. Guilt, that was his Saturday, when Jeff was woken up by his mother with a happy, sunshiny face. Jeff, it's the day, she said as she opened up the curtains and let light in the room. What's today? Asked Jeff as he stirs awake. Why, it's Billy's party. He was now fully awake. Mom, you're joking, right? You don't expect me to go to some kid's party after... There was a long pause. Jeff, we both know what happened. I think this party would be good. Will be the thing that brightens up the past days. Now get dressed. Jeff's mother walked out of the room and downstairs to get ready herself. He fought himself to get up. He picked up a random shirt and a pair of jeans and walked downstairs. He's just like me, for real. He saw his mother and father all dressed up. His mother in a dress, his father in a suit. He thought, why would they wear such fancy clothes to a kid's party? Son, is that all you're going to wear? Oh, son, is that all you're going to wear? Said Jeff's mom. Better than wearing too much, he said. His mother pushed down the feeling to yell at him and hid it with a smile. Now, Jeff, we may be overdressed, but this is how you go if you want to make an impression, said his father. Jeff grunted, went back up to his room. I don't have any fancy clothes, he yelled downstairs. Just pick out something, called his mother. He looked around his closet for what he could call fancy. He found a pair of black dress pants he had for special occasions and an undershirt. Couldn't find a shirt to go with it though. Looked around, found only striped and patterned shirts, none of which will go with dress pants. Finally, he found a white hoodie and put it on. Like watching the Mona Lisa get painted, bro. You're wearing that? You're wearing that? They both said. His mother looked at her watch. No time to change, let's just go. She said as she herded Jeff and his father out the door. Across the street over to Barbara and Billy's house. It was across the street, they didn't have to rush, let's be real. Let's see. They knocked the door and at it appeared that Barbara, just like his parents, was way overdressed. As they walked inside, all Jeff could see were adults, no kids. The kids are out in the yard, Jeff. How about you go and meet some of them? Said Barbara. Jeff walked outside to a yard full of kids. They were running out weird cowboy costumes, shooting each other with plastic guns. He might as well be standing in a Toys R Us. Suddenly a kid came up to him, handed him a toy gun and hat and said, Hey, you wanna play? He said, No kid, I'm way too old for this stuff. Kid looked at him with that weird puppy dog face. Please? It literally says please with the W, dude. Please? Said the kid. Fine, said Jeff. He put on a hat and started pretending to shoot at the kids. At first he thought it was totally ridiculous, but then he started to actually have fun. It might not have been super cool, but it was the first time he did something, took his mind off Lou. He played with the kids for a while until he heard a noise. A weird rolling noise? Then it hit him. Randy, Troy, and Keith all jumped over the fence on their skateboards. Holy crap! Like the Ninja Turtles. Jeff dropped the fake gun and ripped off the hat. Randy looked at Jeff with, my name Jeff, burning hatred.
Hello, Jeff, is it? He said. We have some unfinished business.
Jeff saw his bruised nose. I think we're even. I beat the crap out of you, and you got my brother sent to JDC. Randy got that angry look in his eyes.
Oh no, I don't go for even. I go for winning. You may have kicked our asses that one day, but not today.
As he said that, Randy rushed at Jeff. Both fell to the ground. Randy punched Jeff in the nose, and Jeff grabbed him by the ears and head butted him. Jeff pushed Randy off him and both rose to their feet. Kids were screaming, "Ah, Mom, help!" Parents were running outside. What's going on? Troy and Keith both pulled guns out of their pockets.
No one interrupts, your guts will fly,
they said. Randy pulled a knife on Jeff and stabbed into his shoulder. Jeff screamed and fell to his knees. Randy started kicking him in the face. After 3 kicks, Jeff grabs his foot and twists it. Grab his foot and twist it! Causing Randy to fall to the ground. Jeff stood up and walked towards the back door. Troy grabbed him.
Need some help?
That's a fat one, I think, yeah.
Need some help?
He picks up Jeff by the back collar and throws him through the patio door. As Jeff tries to stand, he's kicked down to the ground. Randy repeatedly kicks Jeff till he starts to cough up blood. Blood.
Come on, Jeff. Fight me.
He picks Jeff up and throws him in. Strong ad like 12-year-olds. Throws him into the kitchen. Randy sees a bottle of vodka on the counter and smashes the glass over Jeff's head.
Fight!
He throws Jeff back in the living room.
Come on, Jeff. Look at me.
Jeff glances up, face riddled with blood.
I was the one who got your brother sent to JDC, and now you're gonna sit here and let him rot in there for a whole year? You should be ashamed.
Jeff finally starts to get up.
Oh, you stand and fight.
Jeff is now to his feet, blood and vodka on his face. Once again, he gets that strange feeling, one in which he hasn't felt for a while, aka 24 hours.
Finally, he's up,
says Randy as he runs at Jeff. That's when it happens. Something inside Jeff snaps. Snack that smiles back. His psyche is destroyed. All rational thinking's gone. All he can do is kill. He grabs Randy and pile drives him to the ground. Gets on top of him, punches him straight in the heart. Damn, he went for the fatality, bro. He used his ult, like, immediately. Okay, punches him in the heart, causes Randy's heart to stop. As Randy grabs for breath, Jeff hammers down on him, punch after punch. Blood gushes from Randy's body until he takes one final breath and dies. Everyone's looking at Jeff now. Parents, crying kids, even Troy and Keith. Although they easily break their gaze and point their guns at Jeff. Jeff sees the guns trained on him and runs for the stairs. As he runs, Troy and Keith let out fire on him, each shot missing. It's 4th of July in here, dude. Jeff runs up the stairs. He hears Troy and Keith follow. As they let out final rounds of bullets, Jeff ducks into the bathroom, grabs a towel rack, and rips it off the wall. Troy and Keith race in, knives ready. Troy swings his knife at Jeff, who backs away and bangs the towel rack into Troy's face. Troy goes down hard, and now all that's left is Keith. He's more agile than Troy, though, and he ducks when Jeff swings the towel rack. He dropped the knife and grabbed Jeff by the neck, pushed him into the wall. A thing of bleach fell down on top of him. from the top shelf, burnt both of them, and they started to scream. Jeff wiped his eyes as best he could, pulled back the towel rack, and swung it straight into Keith's head. As he lay there, bleeding to death, he let out an ominous smile. "What's so funny?" asked Jeff. Keith put out a lighter and switched it on.
What's funny, he said, is that you're going to be covered in bleach. Oh, you're covered in bleach and alcohol.
Jeff's eyes widened as Keith threw the lighter onto him. As soon as the flame made contact with him, the flames ignited with the alcohol in the vodka. While the alcohol burned him, the bleach bleached his skin. Jeff let out a terrible scream as he caught on fire. He tried to roll out the fire, but it was no use. The alcohol had made him a walking inferno. He ran down the hall, fell down the stairs. Everyone started screaming as they saw Jeff, now man on fire, drop to the ground, nearly dead. The last thing Jeff saw was his mother and the other parents trying to extinguish the flame. That's when he passed out. When Jeff woke, he had a cast wrapped around his face. He couldn't see anything, but he felt a cast on his shoulder, stitches all over his body. He tried to stand up but realized there was some tube in his arm, and he tried to get it up. When he tried to get it up, it fell out, and a nurse rushed in. I don't think you should get out of bed just yet," she said as she put him back and reinserted the tube. Jeff sat there, no vision, no idea of his surroundings. Finally, after hours, he heard his mother. "Honey, are you okay? Like, does he look okay? Come on, Mom." Jeff couldn't answer though. His face was covered. He was unable to speak. "Oh, honey, I have great news. After all the witnesses told the police Randy confessed to trying to attack you, they decided to let Lou go." This made Jeff almost bolt up, stopping halfway, remembering the tube coming out of his arm. "He'll be out by tomorrow, and then you two will be able to be together again." Jeff's mother hugs Jeff and says her goodbyes. The next couple of weeks were those where Jeff was visited by his family. Then came the day where his bandages were to be removed. His family members were all there to see it, what he would look like. As the doctors unwrapped the bandages from Jeff's face, everyone was at the edge of their seats. They waited until the last bandage holding the cover over his face was almost removed. "Let's hope for the best," said the doctor. My doctor says that, dude. Keep the cloth on, bro. What do you hope for the best? Oh my. He pulls the cloth, letting the rest fall from Jeff's face. Jeff's mother screams at the sight. Lou and Jeff's dad stare, awestruck at his face.
What happened to my face?"
Jeff said. He rushed out of bed and ran to the bathroom. He looked in the mirror and saw the cause of distress. His face, it was horrible. Lips were burnt to a deep shape of red. Face was turned into a pure white color. His hair was singed from brown to black. He slowly put his hand to his face, and it had a leathery feel to it now. He looked back at his family and then back at the mirror. "Jeff," said Lou, it's not that bad."
"Not that bad," said Jeff. "It's perfect."
His family was equally surprised. Jeff started laughing uncontrollably. His parents noticed that his left eye and hand were twitching. Jeff, are you okay?" "Okay, I never felt more happy." Look at me. This face goes perfectly with me. He couldn't stop laughing. He stroked his face, feeling it, looking at it in the mirror. What caused this? Well, you may recall, in case you forgot, guys, when Jeff was fighting Randy, something in his mind, his sanity snapped. I almost said snack again. Oh my gosh. Now he was left as a crazy killing machine, lean, mean, killing, green machine. That is, his parents didn't know though. "Doctor," said Jeff's mom, "is my son alright? You know, like in the head?" "Oh yes, this behavior's typical for parents that have taken a very large amount of painkillers." If his behavior doesn't change in a few weeks, bring him back here. We'll get him a psychological test. Oh, thank you, doctor? Jeff's mother went over to Jeff. Jeff, sweetie, it's time to go. Jeff looks away from the mirror, his face still formed into a crazy smile.
Okay, mommy.
His mother took him by the shoulder and took him to get his clothes. This is what came in, said the lady at the desk. Jeff's mom looked down, see black dress pants and white hoodie her son wore. Oh my. Now they were clean of blood and stitched back together. Jeff's mother led him to his room, made him put his clothes on. Then they left, not knowing that this was their final day of life. Okay. Later that night, Jeff's mother woke to a sound coming from the bathroom. It sounded like someone was crying. She slowly walked over to see what it was. When she looked into the bathroom, she saw a horrendous sight. Jeff had taken a knife and carved a smile into his cheeks. Jeff, what are you doing? Asked his mother. Jeff looked at his mother.
I couldn't keep smiling, Mommy. It hurt after a while. Now I can smile forever.
Jeff's mother noticed his eyes ringed in black. Jeff, your eyes! His eyes were seemingly never closing.
I couldn't see my face. I got tired as my eyes started to close. I burned out the eyelids so I could forever see myself. My new face.
Jeff's mother slowly started to back away, seeing that her son was clearly going insane.
What's wrong, Mom? Aren't I beautiful?
Yes, son, she said. You are. Let me go get your dad so he can see your face. She ran into the room and shook Jeff's dad from his sleep. Honey, get the gun. She stopped and saw Jeff in the door holding a knife.
Mommy, you lied.
It's the last thing they hear as Jeff rushes them with the knife, gutting both of them. His brother Lou woke up, startled by the same noise. He didn't hear anything else, so he just shut his eyes and tried to go back to sleep. As he was on the border of slumber, he got the strangest feeling. Someone was watching him. He looked up before Jeff's hand covered his mouth. He slowly raised the knife, ready to plunge it into Lou. Lou thrashed here and there, trying to escape Jeff's grip.
Be quiet, Lou. Just go to sleep.
Okay, and that's the end of Jeff the Killer. I hope y'all liked it. That story was nothing like I remembered, honestly. The twist, I remember the feeling that feels that he felt, that he did, that he was. I remember that. I don't remember police pulling guns on freaking Lou holding a knife. I guess, I don't think a cop. Yeah, maybe. Kid standing with a knife. Yeah, maybe I'd pull my gun out too. But yeah, it was a very exaggerated story. But honestly, it's a classic, and I see the love for it. I see why people like it so much. And the picture with it as well is just like kind of timeless. It's very like early internet horror was very I don't know. It's hard to get stuff like that now. Everything feels so detailed. Everything looks a bit too real. Like that unreal kind of characteristic to these stories is kind of what made them scary. Because, you know, like now when stuff looks too real, I'm just like, obviously that's fake. Nah, but I mean, it's a good story. Let me know if y'all liked my adaptation. I did add a few things in there. I was having fun with it. All right, like you can't blame me. It's an old story. You've heard it. I'm sure you've heard it before. If this is your first time hearing it, I'm so glad you waited or listened to the whole thing here. And yeah, a bit of a longer video again, but you know, I have fun recording and talking and doing these kinds of things. And if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, maybe leave a comment here or there. Let me know what I can change. If you want me to read anything else, if you like this kind of style of video, I can continue like a little mini series for like Summerwing, maybe for Halloween as well. But yeah, that's about all I got. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much. Bye. Later.
Baby, baby, I just wanna like, I just wanna subscribe. Baby, baby, comment down below for my next video idea.
Okay, that's it.